Yo, man, welcome.
No,
Right on time.
sure. Of course.
Hi, man.
Hi.
I'm gonna make sure that they can see you properly. You can be a little bit closer.
Yeah.
You can really turn yourself like
Like
that.
this?
Yeah. Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
Hi there. How old are
Hi.
you? Where are you from?
I'm 24 from Germany.
Okay, that's good. 24 from Germany. When did you arrive here?
2 days ago.
Okay.
So
This
it's
is
my third day.
This is your third day. No bullshit stream. I'm gonna ask you questions. You just answer them as honest as you can, right? Even if you say like, but man, you're a fucking douchebag. He's been bullying me around. You can just say it. If you say like people
Okay.
are really looking at me really weird here, I'm actually already making a plan to escape. Just say it. It's fine. You
Okay.
know. So, what's your experience here?
Like the first day it started pretty good, and then I experienced a lot of dissonance, like homesickness and so. But
When did you experience homesickness? At the end of day one?
yeah, mainly at the end when I went to my room, and yeah, before I went to bed. And so yeah, and the second day was like it was sometimes there was dissonance, sometimes not, depending on what I was working on and if I had something to do and felt like I was contributing or not. And yeah, but I I think I could solve it. Like right now it's like today I didn't actually, well, one time I felt a bit of dissonance, but it was very,
Do you identify with the dissonance or do you just let it pass?
I try to let it pass.
Yeah.
It's not that easy, and I couldn't, like yesterday I couldn't really figure out how to let it pass, and it was really in my head for a long time.
Do you talk about it to Katarina?
Yes, I talked to her, and that also already helped me because she then repeated like, it's about that nobody expects from me
Yeah.
to do something, but like what to do, but that I take responsibility and do something I think is the right thing.
Yes.
And I think that was also what I did wrong on the first day, and also still a bit on the second day. So yeah, it was more like I feel like my fault that I didn't.
It's a little bit like remnants. You're not really used to do that, I
Yeah.
guess. Because society is all about points. You have to do this. Here it's just like, you got to do what you think is right. It's actually quite crazy that people don't
Yeah.
even...
I was overwhelmed by that. I don't know why. Like it was actually clear that it's gonna be like that because
Yeah.
you repeated it many times, and I heard it, but it seems like I didn't really comprehend it, right? Or
It's about your own right action, not about
Yeah.
my right action. It's
Yeah.
very important to know that. Although we both are subject to the same reality. So if you go and say like, yeah, tomorrow I'm going to start flying and everybody can fly by clapping their hands and we jump, like nobody is going to follow you, you know, like you got to
Yeah.
be able to, to show patterns, to show evidence for your thoughts towards yourself, like, and then as a result, you know, also towards others, and that's how we organize ourselves and actually have an impact. So overall, what do you like? Do you feel like you've grown here so far, or not so much?
I can't really say. Like I wouldn't say that I really have grown.
Yeah,
Maybe I like to realize that it's it's really about my responsibility to that, or not responsibility, but my initiative
yeah.
to take action, and that helped me. I don't know if it's already growth, but
Yeah.
it helped me to yeah, that it
To
works
think
out
for
better.
yourself a little
Yeah.
bit. Well, like that is what's going to be, you know, the big component here is to develop that and make that grow, because it is the first time probably that you even consider these things in your life, probably.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a big step in the right direction. What do you think like could be done better?
Like for new people that come over?
Just like in general in your situation.
Well, I don't know. It's hard to say. Like it's pretty well organized, and like the problems I experienced, I really feel like was more my fault. Maybe if yeah, but actually it was. I think you already tried to make it really clear what it's about here and that it's your responsibility.
How is the environment here? What do you think about the environment?
The environment is pretty good. Like everyone, of course, everyone is mostly working, but you can like every time I went to someone and asked them a question, I always got help and got an answer, and
You feel like there's ego here? Do you see some ego? In
no,
people?
not at all. Not even from the guys from which I knew that they are also new, also not even from them.
What about drama? Is there gossiping?
I
Chatting?
haven't noticed anything, so
Okay.
maybe behind my back, but I don't know.
We'd have to have our own secret room to do that because everybody is there.
Yeah.
So like if you would have to like if you look back, right? Do you think that do you still think that coming over here was a good thing to do?
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
Like maybe if you would have asked me like yesterday or on the first day, like I was really skeptical if it was the best thing.
Yeah.
But even then, it was still clear that it's like I don't know what I would do when I were home again. Like then my life would continue as it was before. I would only play games and
Yeah.
do nothing with my life, and that can't be my goal. So of course, it's the right thing to be here.
Yeah. So like if you could give yourself like the first day you arrived, right? You get to put in front of him, what would you tell him?
Like, what do you mean?
Like if you get to meet you the
Yeah.
first day when you arrived, right? And you
Yeah.
get to do the tour and the introduction, what would you tell him?
Man, that's hard. Like, I don't know, maybe make clear that the only thing that is expected is that you try to do what you think is the most effective thing you can do in this environment, and like we have some tasks we prepared or we have that are where you can have a real impact, where you can like support the group and stuff, and you can freely choose from them, and also maybe choose different tasks and not stay on one for the whole day because to make it like, how do you call it, like different,
Yeah.
to have different tasks.
So how are the other people coming over here? Like, do you feel like like how is the social environment? Like, how is do you feel like people that come over here are lost, or what's your opinion? Do you feel like just overall your experience to give them like a bit of a window in this place?
Yeah, like I don't know how they feel, but as I see it, like everyone seems to be working, and also like when I came here, I didn't really realize who was like new like me, like only here for a few days or such, and who was here for a few months. You can't really see a difference, or I wasn't able to see a difference because everyone looked like they had their tasks and were working and trying to contribute.
And do you feel like there is a two-class system here, or is everybody equal in this environment?
No, everyone's equal.
Okay. So do you feel like you are doing? Do you feel like you're making you're actually you're making a difference?
Not all the time. Like sometimes I have to remind myself like what my action, like the task that I'm doing right now, what impact they have. Like for example, I also already helped in the kitchen to prepare food, which is if you think about it, actually really important because if you fuck that up and the guys that are having a really big impact here are, I don't know, getting sick or something, then that's really damaging.
Yeah, if you'd have to give yourself a chance of being able to just keep yourself on track and not go like excuse mode, get the fuck out, what would you give yourself the chances that you just stay on track and really keep this honesty to yourself?
So a percentage? Or what?
Yes.
I don't know, like after today where it went better with my dissonance and all, I would, I don't know, like maybe 75%.
Yeah. Well, that's not too bad, That's not too bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like still, as I said, also today I still experience dissonance and stuff. So yeah, I'm not so sure if I will be able to, but I will try.
Is it like, do you feel gravitating towards going back and playing games, or do you go like, fuck that shit?
No, playing games, not really, like, but yeah, like sometimes I feel, or I felt like, yeah, I was losing something or missing something
Yeah.
from my life, but it wasn't really about playing games, but I also couldn't really pinpoint it directly to something specific. Yeah, it was just like the overall feeling of losing something.
Yeah.
But I also here I don't really have the urge to play games or something like that.
Did you already talk to your family? Because we have here the Skype room and stuff.
Oh, yeah? I didn't know that, but I called them. So
yeah. Okay.
yeah, I talked to them.
Yeah, we have here a room where people go and call call
Okay.
their family using Skype and stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah. Well, that's good. Let's see if people have some questions here.
sure.
How long does it take to find something to work for?
Well, it goes pretty quick. Like there is like a list of tasks that would be available, and you can pick from them. But like you can also come up with own ideas. But of course, you have to discuss them and yeah, see if they really have an impact. But just to get started, you just pick one of the tasks that you think fits you the most, and you should just start working.
So, like, how long were you following, like, Athene and all this shit?
For almost 5 years, I think.
What did you do before you came over?
I was studying, but I dropped out because I didn't have the motivation to keep studying, and because I was already listening to the real
Is that
talks.
my fault, by the way, that you dropped out?
No, I won't say
Okay.
that. Like also
Okay.
before, I wasn't really motivated. Also in school before I watched it, so
Yeah. Well,
it
like,
wasn't your fault.
that's really nice to say it's not my fault, because people would really use it as an excuse. Look,
no.
making people drop out. Were you expecting something else from the place before arriving?
Well, as I said, it wasn't like I don't know what I expected would be different, but yeah, as I said, I didn't expect it to be like that. Like,
Is it better or worse than you thought?
well, at first it was worse because it created a lot of dissonance, but now I think like it's getting better, and I think in the long run it will be much better.
How do you pay for your health insurance?
Like I'm from Germany, and I'm still like it still works over my parents,
Okay.
so I don't have to pay it on my own.
What was the difference in your own expectations from yourself being there and how you actually dealt with the situation? So basically, like you had a certain expectation about how you would do here and how you actually did here. What's the difference? Was there a discrepancy between the two?
Well, yeah, when I thought about being here, I thought like, yeah, I will just work most of the day and do stuff I think is right, and well, actually that's how it's supposed to be. But as I was here, like I don't know, like maybe I didn't really feel like it was the right thing I did at first, or yeah, it's hard to say what was different. Well, yeah, I expected that, yeah, I would fit in much better, so that like I didn't expect it to create so much dissonance, and that I just would start working and do something good for the world, and that yeah, it would also feel good, but at first it didn't. So
Well,
yeah,
that's the thing. Being responsible has nothing to do with how you feel about it.
yeah, I know.
If you would have a kid, it might really feel like shit taking care of it, but you just do it. But the thing is, like, once you get over it, over that, that drag of experience, it's liberating as fuck. And you even see it the moment you realize, but it's about what I can do that is right, and there is no all this, layers and layers of expectations. It's really like it's liberating, but you gotta obviously strengthen that.
Yeah.
So how is the food here, by the way?
Pretty good. I like it.
Yeah.
Like yeah, but also at home I started to cook for myself and to eat more healthy, and also of course I picked many tips from the stream, or like YouTube videos or such things that you guys did. So it was actually a bit similar to the meals here.
Are there any people you're getting along with better than others?
Well, not really. There are people that I have more to do with, but like I get along with everyone.
Is there any rules you don't like?
No, all the routes are pretty easy explained, and you can clearly see why they are there, and like actually not.
You clean up after you make a mess. It's quite a simple rule, right? You don't get to go and eat and just leave everything right there. You gotta fucking clean that shit. And I don't know what else there is. It's actually quite chill.
Yeah.
Has your eating habits, workout habits changed since you came over, or were you healthy before already?
Well, I try to be more healthy, but of course like here it's still better because yeah, here I eat at like not fixed hours, but at a like the time span between the meals is always the
Yeah.
same. And because at home sometimes I was just too lazy to cook, and then I didn't eat for many hours, and did until I started cooking and stuff, and sometimes only 2 meals. And yeah, for working out, I like the first 2 days, or like the first 2 full days I was here, I just went running, and before at home I did sport like mostly all like every 2 days. Sometimes still I was just too lazy, and didn't find the motivation.
Do you
But
feel like you're more clear-minded here, or you don't see that so much difference?
well, yeah, today I felt pretty clear most of the time. Yeah,
Yeah.
but yesterday and the day before not so much.
What was your life goal?
Well, because of the real talk, it obviously changed. Or do you mean before?
Before coming? Yeah.
Like
Just before. When you were... Before all the real talk and shit.
I didn't. I think I didn't really ever had a real life goal. Like it was just like because obviously what society told you, that you have to get a good job and a good house, pretty wife, maybe kids. But
Do you think
nothing special.
when you're here you can't get a girlfriend?
Well, actually, I broke up with my girlfriend to get here. So
What? For
and
real?
it was like several months ago, because I already told her that I tried to. Then it was clicking,
Yeah.
and that if I'm able to do it, that I want to come over here. And
Do you think like being here means you are scarred for life? Never.
oh,
Never a relationship.
No.
Well, but obviously there is girls here and there is
Yeah.
many couples, so yeah, it's absurd question, but yeah. To me, it seems like you all guys do is sit in the building and all day nothing but intellectual masturbation. Is this true? So basically, we're just talking and jerking each other off intellectually.
Like most of the time, people are at their PC or laptop and work, and only like for discussions about the work there is talking. Like most of the time, I'm at my I'm not talking. I'm at my PC working or looking where I can help. So I haven't experienced any intellectual masturbation.
I think I really think this place is literally the opposite when you see this. It's really, there's nobody trying to show off with ideas or whatever. Everybody's just doing their own thing. Do you feel like there is room for social interaction here? Or do you feel like there's literally like an atmosphere of you don't fucking talk to other people, you just do your job?
Well, on the first day I felt a bit like that, but also then I could like just approach someone and ask a question. So, and then now it's pretty clear to me that you can also just talk, or like even like when you're in the kitchen and people come in, then you talk more, of course, because they are not like focused on their work and stuff. So no, there's of course social interaction.
Okay, for fun says, to me it just seems they all work for me, you all work for me. Athene gets all the money and you just waste your life here. How much
Well,
money did you make me so far?
I don't think any. Like I don't know how you would translate my work into money, but maybe you have a way.
Like right now he has cost me money, you know?
Yeah.
Like the food, the electricity, like basically everything has costed me money. And honestly, it's really the case though.
Yeah.
When you think about it, it's what we do here is quite crazy service. It's a free service. Do you feel like judged for what you eat here or whatever?
No. Why should I?
You just get the food and you get to eat what you get. It's
Yeah.
quite nice, quite chill. But people sometimes think like, yeah, vegan, like you just get plant-based diet. That's the food here. There is no like much else than that.
Yeah, and you can also modify your food as you want, like with everything that is in the kitchen. You can just take it and make it so it tastes good for you.
So what do you have to say to the people that are watching? Like, do you think or do you think it's too early to say if it's a good idea to come over?
Well, now I really think it's a good idea, but of course you will have to deal with, like probably with dissonance. But I mean, sooner or later in your life you will, I would guess, would have to deal with it anyway, and better to do it here where you have a strong like what's the word?
Environment.
Yeah. And yeah, like I think it was the right thing to come here, but we'll see. Maybe tomorrow I will go home and then I will be in the chat and say something different.
Do you take supplements here?
Yeah, but I
Okay.
was already taking them at home.
Okay, that's good. So yeah, basically, well, thanks for your time. I think that was nice. Yeah, thanks for your time.
All right.
Like, I'll keep talking a bit, and maybe I'll ask someone else also to come over afterwards.
Sure.